Hello, welcome everybody to Frank Analysis. I am your host Franco, and I'm here with you guys with another book review. This time, I am reviewing this book right here, and it's being cut off because of the because of the green. So it's like see through right now. But yeah, it looks kind of looks cool how it's like it has that thing going on right now because of the green on the cover. I'm gonna have to like make my own thumbnail after this, but it's called Science Set Free by Rupert Sheldrake. And what this book is about is this individual, Rupert Sheldrake, who's a scientist. He is challenging the dogmas that are set by the science community. Again, he is a scientist, he's a biologist, he has a lot of research papers that he has been authored in, zoologist and author of more than 80 technical papers and 10 books, including The Presence of the Past and Dogs That Know When Their Owners Are Coming Home. He was a fellow of Clare College, Cambridge University, where he was director of studies in cell biology, and was also, after 2010, he was the director of the Parrot Werrick Project for Research on Unexplained Human Abilities, funded from Trinity College, Cambridge University. He is currently a fellow of the Institute of Noetic Sciences in California and a visiting professor at the Graduates in London. And he has a website. It's www.sheldrake.org if you want to find out more about this author. But he's pretty much challenging these 10 dogmas here, and he's challenging them by asking logical questions about them. And the reason why he's doing this is because scientists often have the belief that they know more than religious people. But oftentimes scientists make the same mistakes as religious people because they fall under certain assumptions or beliefs. Like they have to question some of the things that they are believing in, right? How do they know that some of these dogmas are 100% true? So these dogmas include, number one, nature is mechanical. So this is the assumption by mainstream science that animals and plants are like machines. We are like machines because we are animals. Our brains are genetically programmed by computers. There's nothing more to it than that. That's the assumption by the mainstream science, and he questions that. Number two is matter is unconscious. Therefore, you and I, all humans are unconscious pretty much by that assumption. Number three, the laws of nature are fixed. So before and after the Big Bang, the laws of nature have always been the same. This is the assumption, right? The laws of nature will always be the same in the future. Now, how is there a way for us to prove that? If you ask me, the only way that I see we can like be certain about the laws of nature being constant is if you time travel to the far distant future and see for yourself. Like you can't know for sure. And then before the Big Bang, same thing. The only way for us to know for sure is if we were to time travel all the way back then. And who knows if we'd even be able to exist as we are now if the laws of nature are different, or if there's certain conditions that it wouldn't even allow us to observe that. So some of these things we can't know for sure at this moment. Number four, the fourth dogma is that the total amount of matter and energy is always the same. So it is constant, except for during the Big Bang when it all sprang out of nowhere in a single instant. So that's something that he questions. Number five is nature is purposeless. So that's a very materialistic view of life, right? That we can't come up with our own purposes in life, or that all of this is just on accident. We all just exist on accident. Number six is biological heredity is material. The number 7 dogma is memories are stored in your brain as material traces. So no one knows exactly how memories work as neural connections. However, that's the assumption. And we do know that memories are in our brain, but Rupert Sheldrake is challenging that. Like, how do we know for certain that memories are in our brain? And then we go to out of your brain, even though there's no concrete evidence to support that our minds are locked inside of our brain, or if it's just acting as like your phone using Wi-Fi, right? The Wi-Fi isn't in your phone, but he provides a lot of sound arguments to challenge that dogma in the science community. Number 9, psychic phenomenon like telepathy are impossible. So your mind is inside your head, therefore it cannot connect with anything else outside of the head. And people who believe in telepathy do not know anything about statistics. They're deceived by coincidences or have wishful thinking. Now, is there any way for us to know that for certain? He challenges that using case studies. Is mechanistic medicine is the only kind that works. So this is why governments only fund mechanical medicine and they ignore alternative forms of therapy. Anything else cannot possibly work because they are not mechanical, is the assumption. And alternative forms of therapy only appear to work because people would have gotten better anyway, or it's just a placebo effect. So this is how the educated people gatekeep the world's view of reality. To be questioning reality all the time. The science is actually always evolving. Like there's been times in which the scientific community believed that this is how reality works. Like it was believed that the universe was never changing until the discovery of the Big Bang, and then we learned that the universe is always expanding and growing and evolving. Nature were always the same even before the Big Bang. That is the assumption. So why can't we? Why shouldn't the laws of nature also evolve? And then another example by physicists, like before the 1970s, the speed of light was always changing year by year until the metrologists at the metrologists at the National Physical Laboratory in Teddington, UK. But how do we know the speed of light hasn't changed since then if they've set it into a definition? And then they also have the meter, they defined it in terms of the speed of light, so the units would also change with it. So they use it as a constant. So this is just the approach that we should always be taking, because that is the scientific method. Like things are, our assumptions of life are always changing as we discover more information. All right, so again, that's science discovery. And it's just putting out there that there's more to reality than just the material world. Like that, just because these things are set in stone there because it's done so by humans, right? And as time passes on, we're going to discover more things, and the current way that we perceive reality is also going to change. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section.